Am I the asshole for not treating my stepkids equally? I started dating Daniel 2.5 years ago and we got married last year. Daniel has 5 kids with his ex-wife, Ava, 11, Jason, 9, Isabella, 6, Sophia, 5, and Andrew, 3. Daniel's ex never liked Ava. She blames Ava for leaving her trapped in a relationship with her dad. When they got divorced, she said she didn't want anything to do with Ava. Ava was 8 years old at the time. Ava's mom leaving but having a relationship with her siblings destroyed her. She had to go to the hospital 3 times over the first 4 months. She didn't sleep or eat and would have panic attacks at school. The weeks Ava's siblings were with their mom were the hardest because it was a constant reminder that her mom loved her siblings and not her. She would barely get out of bed those weeks, so around 2 years ago, I surprised her with a day trip to the beach. I bought her a cute swimsuit, we got ice cream, we went boogie boarding, went out to eat, and went shopping. It was the first time I'd seen her smile in weeks. I noticed it was helping Ava, so we started to go out more and more. When her siblings are here it's something small like dinner before therapy, but when they're not here we go camping, we go hiking, we try new restaurants, we go back to the beach, etc. And she loves it. I don't spend nearly as much one-on-one time with the other 4 kids for 2 reasons. These kids already have a mom that loves them and they don't need it as much. It is so much easier to do anything with 1 kid than 5. When I spend time with Ava, I stick her in my Honda and we go. When I have all 5 kids, we take a big passenger van and they fight over everything. It takes twice as long to go somewhere because I keep having to pull over and break up a fight. I do take all 5 kids out 1-2 times a week when they're with us, but it's not usually a big trip like what I go on with Ava. We'll go to the beach 20 minutes away instead of the one almost 2 hours away, we'll go on the walking trail by our house instead of a 4-mile hike, sometimes we have picnics in the park. The big thing this summer is the amusement park. I'll take all of the kids with their dad or their nanny, we go on some rides together, then one of us will take the older 2 to go on all of the scary rides they want while the other takes the younger 3 to the kiddie rides that the older 2 are way too big and mature to go near, then we meet up at the water park. We've done this at least once a week this summer. Recently, my husband asked me to start taking the younger 4 on day trips like the kind Ava and I go on because they're starting to get jealous. I said I'll try to plan more fun activities, but my trips with Ava aren't suitable for all 5 kids. He said I should try to treat the kids equally and either not take Ava or take everybody. I said I will when he takes all 5 kids camping or on a 4-mile hike by himself. He called me a bad stepmom, so I wanted to know if I was the asshole. Not the asshole. Why doesn't their father do as much for his kids as you do? I think, given the circumstances, you're not doing anything wrong here, aside from the misleading title cheeky smiley face. Not the asshole. That poor little girl. You may not have come up with a perfect solution for helping this child, and it may be unfair to her siblings, but you are putting a hurting child first. She's lucky to have you. Not the asshole. I can see the other kids viewing it as unfair. However, Ava needs a mother and they just need a stepmother. They weren't abandoned. Their dad should realize this. In the long run the others might be grumpy, but you are going to save Ava a lot of trauma by being there for her. A good middle ground I would think would be doing one-on-one things with the others at least twice a year. At least the 9-year-old. The things you do aren't super age appropriate with the toddler. Am I the asshole for refusing to choose between my daughters? Husband and I have 2 daughters, Erica 23F and Sarah 25F. Much to my disappointment, they've never gotten along even as kids, they were always fighting. I had always hoped they would grow out of it, but it just never happened. I've tried very hard to encourage them to grow together, as it was always my wish for them to be best friends and take care of each other when I'm gone. Nothing worked and they seemed bent on hating each other. Some backstory. When the Sarah moved out for college, she stopped talking to Erica entirely. This seemed really harsh to me, and I told her that. During this time, I grew closer with Erica as she was still at home and Sarah seemed to want nothing to do with us. We were both hurt by Sarah's actions. When Erica went to college, Sarah seemed to make an effort to get along with her and I was really excited. But something happened. Sarah said that Erica was bullying her and blocked her on her phone. Erica told me that Sarah had blocked her, so I texted Sarah demanding to know why. Sarah said that Erica was name-calling and blowing up her phone. I told Sarah she needed to get over it because family is family and you can't just block family for no reason. It seemed very immature to me and I was very annoyed. It's been about 2 years and Sarah hasn't had a relationship with Erica since. Every time I see Sarah, I try to remind her that Erica loves her and tell her about the realities of the situation, that Sarah is successful and Erica just gets jealous sometimes. Sarah always seems really upset when I bring up Erica and gets moody. Sarah is now getting married. At Sarah's engagement party, to which Erica was not invited, which really disappointed me, I told Sarah that Erica was happy for her but it was hard for her, having her sister be successful like this. Sarah seemed annoyed and brushed me off. Since the party, I've been trying to get a straight answer from Sarah as to whether Erica is invited to the wedding. I brought it up a few times when Sarah was talking about the wedding and she ignored me. Eventually, she snapped at me that she hasn't had a relationship with Erica in many years and she didn't know why you would expect her to be there. I was horrified. In my view, Sarah's childish, vengeful antics have gone too far. You just don't treat family like this, not inviting them to your wedding? My heart is broken, as I want them to take care of each other and I don't know why they refuse to do so. I want nothing to do with the wedding at this point. I'll attend, but I have no desire to help a daughter who treats family like this. I feel like Sarah is just asking me to pick between her and her sister and I want nothing to do with it. My husband thinks I might be being a little harsh, but Erica agrees with my decision. So Reddit. Am I the asshole for refusing to pick between my daughters by not supporting my oldest's decision to not invite her sister to her wedding? You are the asshole. Blocking family for no reason? She literally gave you a very detailed list of reasons. How come you are always making excuses for one child and always brushing off all issues of her other one? You are the asshole for the false title. You have chosen, you make that absolutely clear in the text as well as your actions. You are the asshole a million times for constantly choosing and being so obtuse as to claim that you have no favorites. Sarah should cut you off and move on. Wait. At Sarah's engagement party, rather than congratulating her, you told her it was hard for Erica to see her be successful? And you do not understand why you're the asshole? It seems like Sarah is never allowed to enjoy anything without you bringing up Erica. I don't know if it's Erica that is jealous or you, but it sounds exhausting. No wonder Sarah fled. You are the asshole. Am I the asshole for selling my brother's Pokémon cards and refusing to pay him back? My brother, M22, and I, M19, have always been avid Pokémon fans since childhood. Over a decade, we've probably amassed an estimated 1,000 cards. Recently, my brother began moving out of the house. In the process of helping him, I happened to stumble across his deck of Pokémon cards and began shuffling through them. Now, given recent peaked interest around these cards, I knew there was potential for genuine value. While peeping around, I happened to stumble across a few recognizably rare cards in pretty good condition. I'd say around X5, excellent condition, according to PSA standards. I got the cards appraised the next day, and their value was estimated at around $4,300 altogether. I ended up selling them for a higher price through a private, organized sale with a collector. I eagerly told my brother about the earnings, but he became infuriated. He says I'm the asshole for refusing to give him the full value's worth of the cards. I told him without me they never would have even seen the light of day. I tried negotiating giving him a cut of the profits, but he refused to even consider it. Now for the past few days, he's been sulking around the house, refusing to even acknowledge my presence. It's bad timing. My brother is leaving in a few days and I don't want to end on bad terms with him. So, am I the asshole? Key details. Me and my brother are extremely close. It is likely that those cards are both a combination of mine and his. I only request a cut of the payment as I'm the one who put in the effort to find the cards and appraise them. You are the asshole and a criminal. All of the money is his. What you're doing is theft. You are the asshole. You can't sell other people's belongings, especially without their consent, making a profit and not giving them the money for their stuff. Either you give him the full money, get the cards back, or you accept being an asshole having messed up the relationship with your brother because you're a thief. In the process of helping him, I happened to stumble across his deck of Pokémon cards and began shuffling through them. His deck of Pokémon cards. You are the asshole. Info. Why did you take it on yourself to sell his belongings? Did he even want to get rid of them? If you didn't discuss ahead of time that the cards were to be sold for an X/Y split of the earnings, you basically stole your brother's stuff so you could make a profit. You are the asshole, and by all accounts every single cent of the transaction should go to him. Am I the asshole for charging an 8-year-old rent? I really don't think I'm the asshole, but hear me out. He gets an allowance every week. This is for helping with the dishes, clean up your room with help, and be tidy. Nothing crazy. His allowance is $25. So $100 a month. However, I want to charge the boy $20 a month for living expenses. Leaving him $80. His mother thinks there's something wrong with that and he's young, so his money should be his. My intention is to teach him about money management as that's something that's very important to me. I have not thought about consequences if he can't pay the rent. There likely wouldn't be any. I'm available for any additional info. Edit. I am the stepfather. I can increase his allowance? But I don't think that's what makes me an aw. I'm working, but I'll thoroughly look through the responses. I appreciate the feedback. Edit 2. Off of work now. Alright, I'm the aw. I'm going to give the child an allowance as I planned anyway. He can save for big purchases for himself and we can talk about the fun stuff when he's older. I have a savings account for him already I put into. I appreciate the caring Redditors demean me about calling CPS and asking for my information. I'm glad to know you care, but that won't be necessary. I had a bad idea. I thought it was fun, and everyone would win. I would like to thank all of you and hope you have a wonderful end to your Wednesday. Edit 3. The vitriol is really strong here. For clarity, father's out of the picture, I'm not stealing from his mother, and I'm providing the allowance. Besides, I've already changed my mind. Wife will have a good time reading this when she gets home lol. Edit 4. Maybe final. I will post an update of what we eventually agree upon. I framed this post and my writing poorly, thinking it would be under the radar. I love my son, he's been in my life for 6 years. We have a great relationship and I just want to see him grow to be better than I ever could be. Cheers beer mugs. Edit 5. You all are correct in that I didn't think of the implications of taking from my son and the emotional damage that could cause, or anxiety within him. That's the last thing I want. Edit 6. She knew I was the asshole but feels like I set myself up for failure with this post. She's laughed until she's cried, so thank you for that lol. Final edit until update. It's time for bed, but I once again appreciate the engagement. For clarity, yes, this was a real idea I had and a real conversation I had with my spouse. That's not plural, I wasn't pushing anything. And clearly there wasn't foresight in it, lol. I hope all the parents here can learn from the comments. Because truthfully, I feel like we're all just winging raising children, and nobody knows for sure what's in their best interest sometimes. There's more than one way to cook an egg, so to speak. All we can do is learn from each other and our experiences. Too long did not read. Don't try to charge your kid rent. You are the asshole for charging rent, however, having him put that money into a savings account where he could see it grow would be a better lesson. And $25 a week? At 8? Lucky kid. Edit. Is this your stepson? You are the asshole. That's not an age-appropriate lesson. It's also illegal. You are the asshole. This is completely inappropriate for an 8-year-old. If you want to teach him the value of money and saving, continue paying him for his chores and teach him how to save and budget for things he might want. Show him how to save a percentage of his allowance and track it. There are so many more age-appropriate ways to teach your child how to manage their money. Illegally charging them rent should never be considered one of them. ETA. Thanks so much for the awards.